Surreal comes back in as soon as Drake asks for the admin. I don't think he's the admin though. He is just playing, and apparently Drake finds this really funny. I find it mildly amusing at best. But at the end of it, we are going to resume the game. Grims has finally put down those sentries, but at the end of it, Carstensz were able to pick themselves up like 4 stacks each, right? 4 stacks on the hard camp and 4 stacks on the ancient camp. And so they're going to have a massive boost to their net worth. The Earthshaker very close to his Blink Dagger. It is going to be a very early Blink Dagger on that off lane, and this could be the opening that Carstensz can use to actually bring this series to a draw. And the question is Ivory going to allow this? Certainly, once that Blink Dagger is online, Aizen should be a near free kill, right? Just at about 1200 HP, 1300 with the strength power treads. But at the end of it, does not have enough survivability against a Blink initiation from the Earthshaker, and perhaps a few more heroes that can be brought in. I mean, you have the silence on that Grimstroke, you have the Ice Path as well, so I don't see a situation where Ivory, or rather the Shadow Fiend, will be able to unleash that Requiem, not before being taken down. Drake unfortunately walked into trouble there, is going to eat that Tidebringer and is going to end up falling. Towards that bot side, Rapido does have that a whole Vanguard built up, as CJ, his damage output is also amplifying. And there is the Echo Slam. Unfortunately wasn't used on Aizen there, but at the very least we're able to grab a kill. And now with Azure coming in with that X mark, sending the Shadow Fiend up in the air, the Ghost Ship is also going to land, and the Requiem is going to be thrown out. It wasn't enough damage though to actually deter Azure. He was thinking about charging forward, but will fall back in the end. It is a 6 for 2. CJ, he's being encroached upon. Grimm's going in with that hook shot and the Ion Shell. The refraction stands no chance, but Leon is here to provide some amount of support. Can CJ make it out of this one? Rapido will find that kill and has that surge. So maybe he wants to be going in on towards Leon. The blood grenade to go out as well. Leon struggling here, and with Juju coming in, this might end up being a kill, but Rapido, he does have that surge again. It is a maxed out surge. So low on cooldown at about 9 seconds. Can use it quite a few times in those team fights, and very nice kill being found by Ivory. Very consistently being able to take down or shut down Carstensz carry. We saw it last game, and we're seeing the beginnings of what should be punishment for the Templar Assassin in game number 2. Of course, that was just the first kill they found on the Templar, but perhaps they want to be going in again. Templar Assassin, Drake is here. The hook shot once again from Grims coming in, and this time with Drake coming in with that shackle, this Templar stands no chance. CJ will fall for a second time, forced to walk back to the lane, but I think he's just going to walk to those neutral graves. Meanwhile, Azure is coming in with some retribution for his fallen carry. Will be able to pick up that Dark Seer, so overall it is at the end of it a 1 for 1. The question is Ivory going to bring in any more numbers? They do use the glyph. Ken is here as well, and even though he doesn't have his Witchblade, does have some spells to be using. The question is, can they hold this tower as Grims is going to eat an entire Macropyre. Urchico tried to go in, but he got instantly hexed up, and the Requiem coming in from that backline, not to mention the Dream Coil on 2 heroes, is going to mean that Carstensz's attempts at actually sieging this tier 1 tower are going to come to a swift end. And now Azor really needs to be careful. The hook shot not really going to land, but the Darkseer, Rapido, he was trying to go in for that vacuum, will be interrupted momentarily, though it's not really going to stop him by much. Juju will inevitably fall, and that's going to be a 2-for-1 going in favor of Team Ivory. They managed to bring back the kill feed in their favor and possibly even out the net worth lead that Carstensz was building up. The question is Aizen actually going to stay here as Leon comes back in, will use that Echo Slam, and with CJ coming in as well, Aizen is in a whole lot of trouble. Not too sure if he can make it out. Grim's going to provide that cover fire with those cogs, but it's going to be a sacrifice at the end of it as he will end up losing his life. And again, as quickly as Ivory took the lead, Carstensz were able to bring it back. And it seems like Leon will find himself with another triple kill, and Azor though will be the return, but it's Leon with the Ultra. This Earthshaker is a bit of a menace. He had a triple kill earlier on in this game and now is going to pick up an Ultra. The natural transition would be a Rampage the next time Leon joins the fight, but let's see if that ambition works out for him. A full 1,000, although this fight recap isn't really representative of the extended team fight we saw, where we saw a lot of heroes actually end up falling. But at the end of it, I do believe that it is Carstensz who comes out ahead, simply because they were able to take down that Shadow Fiend and that Puck. Hmm. "16-minute mark approaching." Carstensz will spot out that invisibility rune towards that top side. Meanwhile, Ivory are towards that bot lane tower. We have yet to see the Shaman's ultimate being used to try and take down a tower, but maybe Ivory won't even need this. Oh wow, Drake actually was dying towards that mid side. Rapido now has that mechanism. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend has the Dragon Lance and Puck has that Witchblade. So nice power spikes coming out for Ivory. And I wonder if they're going to utilize this to try and take some team fights with the added damage output coming in on Ken. But right now, it's Aizen who is being encroached upon. The scan is going to reveal out Carstensz though, so this can go either way. Leon going to enter, spotting out that Shadow Shaman. Aizen won't be able to actually unleash that Requiem, will be sent flying up into the air and will end up losing his life. Meanwhile, Grims goes in. It is going to be a 1-for-1. Drake going down towards that backline, and meanwhile the Templar Assassin loses his life. It is a 3-for-2, but an exchange that Carstensz may end up being happy with, as they can potentially find some more heroes. Puck is not going to actually come towards the other side of that illusory orb. Ivory are going to call it. They don't want to fight anymore, and overall this actually gives more net worth away to Ivory, right? Because you did take down that Templar Assassin. He was the highest net worth hero, so he gave the most amount of gold in that team fight. Rapido has the Pipe of Insight readied up on him. Kunkka meanwhile did not go for the Blade Mail Radiance build. He has gone for the Orchid to disable that Puck down. Probably the reason why Puck didn't teleport through that illusory orb to try and get more kills. He would have just gotten silenced and taken down. But now that he sees this, he's instantly built himself up an Use Scepter, which should provide him some survivability. Topside, Leon tried to go in for a sneaky little maneuver, but he didn't have the Echo Slam, so there was no way he was going to get that kill. 16 and 9 right now, as Drake very close to his Blink Dagger. Once he gets that, should be looking to do fine, and possibly even initiate on towards some of these cores, right? He can blink on towards that Templar and disable him down. Meanwhile, Drake may end up going down himself. Azor finding that X mark, the silence is there too. He's going to get sent up into the air. His innate is going to come online, but he's not going to be surviving. Drake to fall here, as Ivory yet to mount up any kind of response. We do not see them anywhere close to Carstensz. Maybe they were expecting some kind of movement towards that top side, but at the end of the day though, this smoke will result in a shard going their way, so not the worst of trades. In fact, it's actually pretty good for them, as they came out with 1400 net worth going their favor, and they'll be able to make it to the other side of the map through that outpost. But again, no one from Carstensz is actually near this area, and Aizen should just be able to farm up.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
With dripping
And 21 minute mark. Shrines of Wisdom to come online, but I think it's going to be 1 for 1 each. Meanwhile, Ivory, this is an interesting attempt. They head inside of that Roshan pit, looking to pick up that Aegis. The Serpent Wards have been expended as well, and Carstensz, they are nowhere close. They might maybe able to find a tier 2 tower, if that, as the Shadow Shaman, he teleports towards that top side. Aizen picking himself up that Aegis, and it's going to catch Carstensz a bit off guard. They were not expecting that Roshan attempt. They were not in position to be making an objective move towards any of these towers from their side, and it's going to be a freebie at the end of the day. Of course, Carstensz are holding on towards that lead. Aizen, meanwhile, has the Hurricane Pike at the ready and is looking towards picking up that Chrysalis. I wonder if he's going to be purchasing a BKB anytime soon, as there is so much disable from Carstensz. Just impossible for Aizen to actually dish out damage or even bring the Requiem out. He's just going to get disabled in those team fights, silenced and stunned permanently if he doesn't make that BKB. Meanwhile, Drake, or rather the Clockwork, it's Grims who is in trouble. He's going to end up dying. Nothing too off for Ivory though. It's just these support kills that they are giving away. As long as they don't die on any of their cores, they should be good. Buck spotted out. Leon going in for that Echo, finds himself a solo kill on Ken, and the tip is well deserved. Has a Blink Dagger on the Puck as well, but no survivability. He just has around 1300 HP. Meanwhile, mid side, Azor is going in, finds the X mark on that Shadow Fiend. Where is the Ice Path? It's instead used on the Darkseer. Rapido, is he going to go forward with that Surge is the big question, or is Grims to go in with a hook shot? You don't have Ken, and that means Carstensz, they're going to go forward on towards Ivory, but the Requiem in return comes out. Grims goes in with that hook shot. It's on towards the back lines. Meanwhile, Carstensz are able to make quick work of Drick and the Clockwork. Ivory have just lost 2, and they are not in a position where they can fight. Even though the Kunkka is incredibly low, Azor is able to hold his own there. Chrysalis now up and ready for Aizen, so nice little power spike for him. Has queued himself up a Manta style, probably to dispel that silence coming in from the Grimstroke. Of course, the Manta style comes at a cost. You create 2 illusions, so you increase the damage you may take from that Echo Slam. Meanwhile, Ken to come in, and this is a very dead Jakiro. Tier 1 tower to go down. This is the only the second tower that Ivory are able to collect for themselves, but they're faced up against a 6,000 lead, so they need more objectives. And with the Aegis in their control, in the hands of the Shadow Fiend, perhaps they can go for some aggressive plays. Leon, he's getting pinged over here. The scan from Carstensz will spot out the Earthshaker, but Leon was a bit too quick for him. But Ken is even quicker. Finds the Dream Coil on that Earthshaker, and Leon is as good as dead. Very well played by the Spock. And it's a bit of a revenge for him as well. A bit of retribution going his way, as Leon was the one previously who was able to find a solo kill on Ken, but Ken has redeemed himself a little bit, or even fully. Aizen now on this tier 2 tower, and they should be able to take it down. Of course, you need to keep in mind that this net worth discrepancy that you see, this 4 to 5,000 net worth lead that Carstensz have, is mostly the Templar Assassin, who is an absolute monstrosity on having in possession of his inventory. He does have that Daedalus and has a Desolator. So one Melt Strike and the Shadow Fiend is going to lose like 60% of his HP. Nearly 1,000 damage in a critical strike, and that's even without the meld, without the armor reduction that he is able to generate. Oh, 4-man trap by CJ. It's Grims who is in trouble, going to get stunned up and taken down. CJ will find that kill, and you can see how quickly that Clockwork melted. There is no Blade Mail over on the side of Ivory, so nothing really to soak up that damage. Their lineup is incredibly squishy, so they are reliant on the counter initiation to come in. But let's see if they're going to be able to do that. It is a very much anyone's game at this point. Very much depends on who can latch on towards the other. And for Ivory, they cannot have their Puck and their Shadow Fiend stunned up. If either the Puck or the Shadow Fiend gets disabled, then you lose the momentum in the fight. You cannot gain back that tempo once you lose it. Rapido. Ooh, the hook shot wasn't able to land, but they actually found CJ. A 3-man Requiem and a 2-man Vacuum. Azur activating his BKB, but Carstensz are in trouble. Meanwhile, the Ghost Ship buys some amount of time. And the Templar Assassin CJ to hold his ground, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get shackled down, taken out, and it's 3 heroes that have fallen. And it might even end up being 4, as there is a sentry there, but it's not Ivory's. Leon coming in with that Echo Slam, and Ivory have also lost 3 there. The surge on towards that Shadow Fiend. Can Aizen make his way towards Juju? Won't be able to spot him out. nicely played by Leon there. And that was something that Ivory need to be careful of. The fight was going their way. And sure, it did still end up going their way. They were able to take down the 3 heroes, able to deal with that Templar Assassin, come out ahead in terms of experience and net worth. But it could have been much, much better, as Leon has been, because of that fight, Leon is able to pick up that BKB. It's only going to get a lot harder to dish out those disables from Ivory. I mean, you can come up with that vacuum, but that BKB, those BKBs, once they come out, you're going to have to figure out a way to reposition around the vacuum rather than use it as a tool to actually initiate or counter initiate. Three-man smoke. Aizen needs to be careful. Buck, meanwhile, spotted out that Jakiro. Grims will find that hook shot, and the Shadow Fiend, he's going to come in for some nice little damage. We'll be able to make quick work of Jakiro. Meanwhile, the ghost ships fly out. Can they find anything more? They actually caught Leon towards that backline, and the Buck is going to go in with the news on towards Azor. Rapido, though, taking so much damage, but CJ actually blink back towards the high ground. Drake going in, finds the Hex on towards that Templar. If he finds the Shackle here, this could be a disaster. Meanwhile, Ken finds yet another Dream Coil. 4 heroes from Carstensz fall, and they don't have anything in response to this.
Tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
That was a much cleaner team fight. That was much cleaner, and it is, the graph is currently 62% win probability in favor of Team Ivory, and one can only agree, as they have managed to get the net worth back over on their side, and the fact is they are much more synchronized in Carstensz at this stage. Right now it's been Leon who is the star from Carstensz, who's kept them in the game for so long, finding that triple kill in the early laning phase, finding that ultra kill past the early game. And you can't simply rely on your Earthshaker coming up with those massive plays. That's not a recipe for success. He can get off a few good Echo Slams in the game, but he can't be expected to make everything happen for his team. And CJ really needs to step up. He does have enough damage output, and perhaps once he gets this BKB, he should be in a position where he can fight. Carstensz, though, they're going to go for a smoke of their own. They want to punish Ivory.
Radiant are scanning.
So far, Carstensz haven't made any kind of move with their smoke. A whole lot of BKBs up on the other side. Meanwhile, Templar Assassin, his BKB is going to fly out. And now Carstensz do know that Roshan is up, but Ivory should also realize this. Aizen very close to his butterfly. Once he gets that, it should be a nice little power spike against the Templar Assassin. And perhaps with this creep wave, he does manage to get the amount of gold he needs. There it is. He gets the butterfly, and instantly Ivory go for a smoke of deceit. They want to be taking down Carstensz and potentially snowball their way into the Roshan pit, pick themselves up the Aegis, and go high ground. That is the game plan for Ivory, and I wonder if it'll work out the way that they hope. Ivory are going to make their way on to Juju there, who's going to end up losing his life very quickly. He's going to go for an instant buyback. Meanwhile, Buck almost got out there, will find that use and the way out of that team fight. Meanwhile, the ghost ships fly out. It's a 2-man Dream Coil. Carstensz a dieback on that Grimstroke. Meanwhile, Leon goes in for an Echo Slam, but again, it's just not enough. Carstensz are going to lose their Templar Assassin. CJ wasn't able to hold his ground there. And there's no way they're going to let him out. It's going to possibly be a full team wipe. He used to send the Earthshaker up into the air, but he bought himself a Ghost Staff. And instantly sold it as well. Very quick play by Leon there. But it's still 4-0 right now. Surreal buying back on that Grimstroke. Unfortunately, there aren't many buybacks available on Carstensz. They can go for a buyback on the Kunkka, but he's about to respawn, so it might be worthwhile to actually give up this lane of racks to Ivory, who are sitting at about 8,000 in terms of net worth. I wonder what went wrong for the Templar Assassin there. They need to reposition quickly, and they need to use the Echo Slam as a source of initiation rather than a source of counter initiation. If you initiate with the Echo Slam, then you buy enough time for your Templar Assassin to dish out that damage. Quite simply though, if Ivory are the ones who are engaging upon you, then it's going to be all that much more difficult. Zor finds the X mark, he's going to go in, the ghost ships fly out, but Aizen is there. And you do not want to stand in the midst and take the hits from the Shadow Fiend. There's simply too much damage there. I wonder if Ivory are going to back away and head inside of that Roshan pit. And if they do, which seems to be the case, Carstensz should look to pursue this. The roar is going to go off, and Roshan is going to go back inside of that pit. Actually, it's the 35-minute mark, so he's going to be making his way towards that top side. Right past Carstensz there. Azor revealing himself to the creeps there. The rest of Ivory, they need to consolidate around this position. They need to bring in the numbers, as Carstensz are not going to be giving this one up without a fight.
Radiant are scanning.
Ivory, go in. Dream Coil is just on Azor for now, so he's going to be safe. Meanwhile, towards that backline, they find CJ, who's forced to activate his BKB. This time around, the Macropyre is going to be well placed though, so that means Grims is going to end up losing his life. But now that the BKB has ran out, Ivory are going to descend upon CJ, and they're going to be able to take down that Templar momentarily. I say that, however, there is a lot of utility being thrown out, but it's not going to be enough. Ken is going to blink in. He is the boogeyman on that tier 3, and through this I think Ivory just go for another set of racks. There is no buyback on that Templar, so Carstensz are going to need to have to pull off a miracle here at the back of that Echo Slam. It's the only ultimate available for them. The ghost ship is down for about 20 seconds. Ken though, he does have that multi-shot, so Ivory able to take down yet another tower. And with the 14,000 net worth lead, no buyback on a Templar Assassin means they can confidently go for that Roshan, pick out that Aegis Op and the banner for the last high ground push of the game. Potentially the last high ground push of the game, of course. Carstensz can still play against Mega Creeps, not really all that advisable. And we see Aizen doing 1,000 damage a pop as well. Leon has the Shadow Blade. It's going to run out. Needs to be careful. The curveball not really making its way towards that high ground.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Aizen now on that tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Ivory with a 15,000 net worth lead, going for perhaps the final push of the game here. As Carstensz, they are going to need a miracle to hold this game. Ken to go in, but still it's just a bit of push. It's just a bit of harass. And now Grims goes in with that hook shot, and Ken goes in as well. They find the Hex, but not able to find the Shackle, and it's a 3-man dream call to hold the Carstensz in place. Meanwhile, the rest of Ivory finish off that lane of frags. Azor taking so much damage, he might actually just end up falling for nothing. Wasn't able to actually do anything there. Leon, even though he had the help of that Grimstroke, wasn't able to do much. Now Shadow Fiend in a bit of trouble, but the puck just does too much.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Aizen, with the buyback from Kunkka, he may want to rethink his position there. Is going to be brought back by the X mark. The tidal wave going to bring him even further back. Meanwhile, an Echo Slam being expended on a solo puck is not going to find much success, as he's just going to be able to jaunt away. And Carstensz, they are getting boxed into their fountain, a Requiem, to finish this game off. It's a full 4-man wipe, and the GG is going to be thrown out. Carstensz tap out of game number 2. Ivory take the lead here, and what a game number 2. I mean, despite of the fact that this time around Carstensz were able to put up a fight, it still wasn't enough, and Ivory overall just played the much better mid game, to be honest. Sure, the early game didn't work out for them, but they recognized their power spikes very well. Once the puck had that Witchblade, and once he had that use to save himself from the Orchid, they just simply played a very clean game there. They simply were able to reposition when the BKBs came online from Carstensz and just waited it out. Waited the BKB to wean off of the Templar, and then they just went in. And that was the operatus moderandi for most of Ivory's team fights. And now I think Ivory are very much in solid position on, I think they are in the second position in the group stages. Very well positioned to head into the playoffs in a meaningful way, and one can only wish them success and the best of luck, as they do. You know, the strongest team right now is Tech Free Gaming, who haven't dropped a single series. Everyone else has had mixed success in season number 6. So I can only wish the rest of the teams the best of luck against Tech Free Gaming, who are expected to probably make it to the grand finals if their recent success has anything to show for it. Of course, guys, this was your host, Tultrus. If you enjoyed the cast, do check out some of the content I post on my Twitter. Do check out EPL on their Twitter as well. This was the final best of 3 for today. I will be signing off, and I will see you all hopefully tomorrow at the same time. And I hope you all have a great day. Do tune in to perhaps PGL Wallachia. I do know that the matches are going on for that as well. And from EPL, this was the final series. Have a great day, guys.
Crowded places, feel it sinking in. Lonely faces, say you need a friend. No matter the distance, I will always be there. No more inhibition, I'll show you I care. You've been lost and alone in the city of lights, I know. Getting high, feeling low, and it's out of your control. You should know that I won't leave you. I'll stay beside you. I'm never letting you go. You've been lost and alone in the city of lights, I know. But I will guide you home. been lost and alone in the city at late at night. Getting high, feeling low, and it's out of your control. You should know that I won't leave you. I'll stay beside you. I'll never let you go. You've been lost and alone in the city at late at night. But I will guide you home.
Letting love pass by, something I've done so many times. Trying to keep my head high while everybody's dancing. 'Cause I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Since you took hold of my broken heart, just like a miracle. You're the angel, the one I've been waiting for. You're the angel, the one that pulled me out of the dark. You're the angel. You're the angel. Letting go of the past, I can never understand. So many questions, why? Well, everybody's dancing. 'Cause I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Since you took hold of my broken heart, just like a miracle. You're the angel, the one I've been waiting for, waiting for. You're the angel, the one that pulled me out of the dark. Oh, I've been waiting for, waiting for. The one that pulled me out of the dark. You're the angel. You're the
And I lost myself again. You hit just like a drug. This time I won't let you in. You're playing with fire. No, I didn't on the play, but this time I won't collapse like I did yesterday. Yesterday, you broke my heart once again. I won't buy the dust in return. I can't give it. I can't give it. I won't give it this time. You broke my heart once again. You're bad, but you're bad for me. I can't give it. I can't give it. I've already run with the world. Far from the light of the day. I can't go back to you. I'm stronger today. Been to the dark side. I don't know. So if you wanna shoot far away, I won't go back to you. I'm stronger.
tenerme, pero voy a draw the line. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. Sé que como un trofeo quieres tenerme, pero I don't need no one. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away.